They don't think you could do it, but tell you to try when they talk. All I hope had to keep it alive. Spend a day in the Bronx, but you wouldn't survive. Can be low when I pop out, they know I've arrived. I go have conversations with Zoe, he gon' tell me pull up and come say what you know. I've been up, I can count all them days in a row. We don't say what we do, we be making the show. They say I'll be
the voice of the Bronx. We have Bronx Land with the guys that are out here. Can I get a
yeah? Leave them all right where they at. Try to diss me, I bet I don't even react. Put a show on, I bet you somebody gon' I pick me a book up and drink me some water, invest in the stock. All kids on me back.
All right, peace and love, world. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Zoe. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, tap into the show. Support me in your own way, whether that is audio and visuals, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, YouTube. Subscribe, tap in, share with your friends. Do what you do. I appreciate you either way. Today's a big day. You know, I got one of my childhood friends with me here today, my brother, you know, my first base guys. You know, this guy's a legend. Feel me? Like, for real. We just gonna title this right after him, Jayvo hits. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. Hashtag number 24. What's good, my guy?
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Great to see you.
Likewise, bro. It's been a minute.
How's everything? Introduce yourself to the world.
What's good, everybody? If you don't know me, probably don't know me, but you will. My name's Giovanni Thomas, Jayvo hits. That's what I go by. Good friend of Zoe here. Been through some battles. Definitely got a lot of history, right. And we growing.
Right. I mean, half our lives. You know, we met around 13, 14.
Yep.
You know, so definitely half our lives. So shout out to EliteTraderX.
Yes, sir.
The mission statement is to infinite possibilities for committed traders.
Yes.
You know, so quick elevator pitch of what EliteTraderX is.
Yeah, so I want to, make it clear that, any kind of, investment advice that anybody gets or any kind of investment decisions that you make, obviously are all based upon you. Quick little disclaimer for those people.
Right. We're not financial advisors.
Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just somebody who knows how to make you make money, right? So what EliteTraderX is, it started off as an idea. It actually started off as an idea, a side hustle that I started doing personally. And what it basically went from there was I was passing prop challenge accounts in the Forex market for friends, my close network, people that see me on Instagram, know what I do. Obviously people know I trade Forex.
Right.
So it started off as I did. And then my two business partners, we joined together, Anthony and Steven. Those are my boys. We've known each other since forever, since the same time we've known each other. Same circle. And we've grown it. It's a company basically that we basically create passive income sources for the average person. Me, you, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousin. And it's become something that is gonna be groundbreaking in the industry. It hasn't really been done before as to what we've been able to do, for the fact that our partnerships are really strong.
Right.
And the network is growing really, really fast, and we have a lot of connections that a lot of people wouldn't have normally. So, I'm just thankful that we've been able to get this kind of recognition so far and do what we've been able to do for the vast majority of the public.
Right.
And this is something that, a lot of people don't really know about.
Right.
And, we're in New York. The Forex field has been so watered down and washed based upon certain things we'll go into. We'll talk about
Right.
that. That, it's hard to find who's really doing it and who's not.
Right.
So, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but boy, the looks of it, you doing it. For sure.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good. A lot of hard work, bro.
A lot of hard work, able to provide and take care of your family.
Yes.
Live a comfortable life. And that's what we do it for. So, I love when I interview people that I know, because I get to give them their flowers, and I get to reach out to people, and do different things. So we just going to roll it out. Some of them are a little longer than others. But we're going to start with Eric. Right? Eric Poldro.
Oh, yeah, my man.
Right.
Yeah.
Giovanni is one of those dudes who you can count on and never switches up. He's as real as it gets and always shows genuine love no matter where he's at. Shout out to my guy.
My guy, appreciate you, bro.
Congratulations on It's His Own.
Yeah.
Everything you guys are doing, that's major.
Huge.
It's the Big East, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
They're going to keep growing, too.
Oh, yeah. Come on. I'm going to get y'all early on here. Trust me.
That mental health in the athletic field is something else.
Huge. You know what I'm saying? My guy Steve, one half of the twins. Gio's a special dude, man. We've been cool for 16 plus years, but over the last 4 years in particular, we've grown super close. There aren't many people that could relate to the battles we faced on our journey to learning a skill set that financially freed us, one that is paving the way and laying a foundation for our families and future generations. We went to war together the last 4 years, every day, learning so much about ourselves, about what it takes to be successful, not only as a trader or business owner, but as men. The crazy thing is, we're only scratching the surface. God has amazing things planned for Geo, for us as brothers and as business partners. We're going to help a lot of people along the way. We already have, but it makes me super happy to know that no matter how much success we see or how hard things get, Gio has a good heart, and that's one of the most powerful things about him. Shout out to my guy Steve.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. You already know.
So you had to follow up with Ant,
Uh-huh.
right? From playing baseball on the same field as young teens to now doing business together as grown men. God has his way of bringing people into our life. In this case, back into our life. That's why we're here now, to build something great together. Giovanni, proud to call you my brother and business partner. Proud of what you've been able to do personally, accomplish for yourself outside of baseball. And that's another thing we're gonna talk about for the youth out there, outside of sports.
Yes.
I know life hasn't been the easiest, but trust that God will always show you the way. Love you, brother.
Appreciate you, bro. Love you too, man.
Right? Got my guy Victor Alexis, my guy. You know what I mean? That's my dog right there, man. My guy Giovanni.
Bautista Bomb.
Right, Bautista Bombs, man. As I sit back and think about what to write to Zoe about my bro, I can't help but realize how much in common the three of us have. We lost our dads as we became young men. We have beautiful families of our own. The best 3-4-5 combo the Boys Club ever witnessed.
Yeah.
That's
Play
a
if you
fact,
want to.
You know, but in all seriousness, we inspire to be the best dads we can possibly be every day because of the gentlemen we were able to call our dads. Showed us the way. Always love my dogs. Shout out to my man.
Love you, bro.
This is the last one. Christy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out, the Anchor
Shout out
family.
to Bay.
You know what I'm saying? We started out as friends, summer lovers, and now we're doing a thing called parenthood. I'd watch you move through different stages of life, quite a roller coaster that has been, but yet let nothing stop you or hold you back. You just always went for it. And for that, I'll always appreciate and love you for being who you are.
Love you too, baby.
You know what I mean? So, hey, listen, I was able to pull a couple strings, reach out to
you reached out to some people.
That's a fact, you have to
My
bring
man
it together.
doing his work.
You know what I mean? For sure, man. So definitely shout out to everybody in your corner.
Yes.
Everyone had a lot of remarkable things to say about you, and
appreciate
it all is consistent. You know what I'm saying? I think you're very consistent in who you are, and I think the people around you, closest to you, see the same thing, and you can see by their words, taking out the time to send a couple words to you.
Yeah. No, that's what I strive for, man.
Right.
I'd rather just be me.
Right, that's a fact.
All the time.
That's a fact. So before we get into the earlier days, talk to us about work ethic.
It's hard to not get into my earlier days when it comes to that topic.
Right.
It's crazy as you talk about that. That's the topic you want to start off with because I think I've had a quality about me that separated me from a lot of people. Not to say that people are not like me, but I don't stop. And when it comes to like anything that I feel that I can get or that I'm working towards, I'm really relentless in the sense of like, okay, it may not work today, but I'm looking towards the future.
Right.
You know what I mean? I gained a percent or towards where I'm looking, where I want to go, where I want to be. It's what made me good at baseball. It's what made me good at my sales job. It's what made me good at trading.
Right.
It's what makes me good with people.
Right.
And conversations. I think one of the main things that a quality that you can have as a person is to be able to communicate and a straight line with somebody,
Right.
but also be, you know, accepting of what the message is that you need to get across without being too stern.
Right.
Because sometimes things can come off a certain way, and people align delivering a message with aggressiveness
Right.
with relentlessness.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna get what I want. I'm gonna tell this person this is what they need to do. I'm gonna get to this point and make them believe
Right.
that this, make them understand my point. And sometimes you don't need to do that.
Right.
So I've always been a real good communicator
Right.
in a sense. And I think that the work ethic, I mean, from young days, it was instilled in me from my father.
Right.
My father went through his stuff that he went through as a man and with life like any man goes through.
Right.
But the one thing that he never let slip was the work we put in.
Right.
I wasn't good, bro.
Right.
Baseball,
Yeah.
I wasn't good.
Same here, bro. Till things started to turn around for me. But
Yeah.
so I guess that leads into adversity.
Right.
What has adversity done for you in your life?
It's done a lot of things, bro. Adversity is shaking me, broken me down, made me cry. I'm not afraid to admit as a man that I've cried, bro. Like, adversity. I faced a lot of adversity from baseball, from life experiences, even in the trading game, but mostly baseball and adversity from like the beginning of my life. The adversity, family shit, stuff that I just as a kid, things that went on with my mother that I just never understood.
Right.
And to this day, I understand, but it's like I accept more
Right.
than
You accept it.
understand. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
is what it is. But when it comes to adversity, there's been a lot of things that have challenged me. I see adversity as a challenge,
Right.
and the one thing that made me good and makes me good at in what I do and anything I take on as a challenge is I use adversity and I take it and I use it as a challenge to show you.
Right.
And it's cliche to say,
Right.
adversity. Oh, he's got the perfect adversity story.
Right. Struggle builds character.
Struggle builds character, but it's different to say it.
Yeah.
And it's different to say it, but it's also different to show it through different walks of life.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've shown that it's going to take a lot to break me.
Right.
And if you know my story from top to bottom, or know a lot of the stuff I went through, you'd recognize that.
Right.
So
we're gonna start in Little League. Right. So as far as Little League,
oh man,
what's your favorite baseball memory?
Man, so there was a field. Shout out to my boy Kamal, Kamal X, my boy, once formerly known as George Ragsdale, but he's a FOI now, so respect. But one of my greatest memories is one of my first home runs I ever hit.
Okay.
First home run I ever hit, and it was crazy. So I was playing with the Bonnies at the time.
Yeah.
But I wasn't getting much play time because we'll dig into that. I wasn't getting much play time. I wasn't good yet.
Right.
I wasn't that good, but I had a lot of pop,
Yeah.
but they just didn't see it. It was more so of more play time.
Right.
So I wasn't playing a lot. So my dad put me on my boy's, George, his father's team.
Right.
So I would have a game at like 5 and then a game at like 8.
Right.
And we'd go play under the lights after.
Right.
A lot of people didn't notice I was playing on 2 different teams.
Right.
More of like an in-house. And it was bases loaded. Last inning. I don't know if you know that field. It's right off the FDR. I forgot what it's called, but it's right off the highway that cuts up, and right over it is over the fence is the road. But
okay.
Yeah, I don't remember the field. But I hit a grand slam, first pitch.
Wow.
Never hit a home run in my life.
Right.
And the fence was not close.
Right.
And it was a confidence booster for me because I went from playing with the Bonnies, sitting all the dang time,
Right.
seeing all the guys doing well. I'd play here and there. Wouldn't do well.
Right.
And it would just be like, okay, well, wait till next weekend.
Right.
Next weekend we'll get at bats. So my dad added me to another team, and it was bases loaded, bottom of the 7th, I think, or top 7, I don't remember. Hit a grand slam walk-off, bro.
Man, that's
And when I
crazy.
tell you, I jumped like the little kid in the
Yeah, word.
commercial.
No, that's a great feeling, bro.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
something that you never forget.
Yeah, that was definitely top 5 moments for me.
So what about baseball starts to click going into high school?
Really, bro, what started to click, um, the work. The work, bro. The work I put in was crazy. We used to have games and I used to stay after 2 hours
Right,
swinging, throwing with my pops. People used to tell my dad he was crazy.
right,
And you remember.
yeah.
Yeah, people used to tell my dad, yo, you crazy. Like, let him go home. You don't got homework to do, blah, 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 blah.
Right,
And nobody saw it. For as close I got to really actually becoming a pro, it all came full circle. We'll obviously dive into that, but like when it came to the work, bro, the work I put in, I mean, I'm talking 200 plus swings after school
right.
every day, throwing the ball. And once that was my, weakest side of my game was
Right,
my throwing.
right,
Um, and it was crazy. The amount of work we put in the swings, it just started to click. I started playing a lot higher level competition.
right.
Obviously, our summer ball
Yeah,
years
summer ball was
was
elite.
crazy. It was a different time in New York. I
Right,
don't think
yeah.
New York will ever see that
I
again.
don't think so either. I think we reached higher heights.
Yeah, it was just different.
With the public. I mean, really, was the PSAL
Right.
was massive, but even Xaverian.
Yeah, it was just different.
Everybody had their guys. No
Right.
matter what school you're talking about, Hayes or Hollows, St. Raymond's, they
Mhm.
had their guys, whether it was Catholic or public. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I feel like that. I don't think that era will ever come back. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it could. Not to say, but
I mean,
it's just
travel ball is too big now, bro. Like,
yes,
guys aren't playing locally
here,
and then taking that team and branching out.
right,
They're just everything
going,
is
just going.
it's just going.
Yes, I mean, bro, the transition from my early high school years, through high school, I was standout everywhere I played.
Right.
And mind you, I went to 5 different high schools, bro.
Wow. So first high school,
First high school I went to was Severian.
Zvan.
Uh,
What didn't work out there?
So Severian was just like a crazy situation, bro. Like young, stupid. Nothing. I didn't do anything bad to get in trouble.
Right.
I went there. Canali. If you remember him, he was the head coach. I was in the program there. He had all the best guys in the city.
Right.
Pretty much all the best guys in the city. Pretty much from the Brooklyn area to the Queens area, and a couple guys from Manhattan. I don't think we had really any Bronx guys. We had like one Bronx, two Bronx guys I can remember.
Right.
But everybody that was booming from youth service to Bayside Yankees to all those different teams were going to there.
Yeah.
Once that whole thing fell apart, which I'm not going to go into details with, the scholarship stuff that went on there and stuff
Right.
like that. A lot of people had to leave. I actually could have stayed.
Right.
So I was obviously playing for Ernie and Chris in the
Right.
summer. They were at Monroe.
Right.
I almost ended up at Monroe.
Yeah.
Coach Turrell was actually on me heavy to try to get me into Monroe. He was
Right.
willing to pick me up every morning.
That's the other side of the world. For you.
Yeah, bro. He was
Yeah.
he was. I remember because he took me to Puerto Rico to play.
Right.
And I played with a bunch of people over there and a bunch of guys from Monroe, and he wanted me bad.
Right.
But I was playing for Ernie and Chris,
Right.
who ended up going to Norman Thomas.
Right.
So all my boys from service were going to Norman Thomas. They had just won a championship.
Right.
Severian didn't work out. And I was like, yo, I'm out. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just go play with my boys. I'm not Severian, I was on the gold team for freshman varsity.
Right.
But it was just like, whatever. I don't know where this is going over here. And, I probably would have played. All my boys that went there and went through the championship, they were like, bro, you 100% would have played.
Right.
But, I wasn't worried about playing. I never had an issue going somewhere and playing.
Right.
It was more so I just didn't see where I fit in
Right.
and all this. And the coaching was changing. It was just madness.
Right.
Whereas I had option number 2,
Right.
Norman Thomas, summer coach, consistency, head coach, fucks with you. Just go, bro.
Right.
Your teammates are already there. You already know how to play with them.
Yeah, it made the most sense.
Just go. So I go over there and I championship team for PSAL. I'm hitting 4-hole next year.
Right.
So I go there, I'm hitting 4-hole. tear it up. Absolutely tear it up. If they had more fences in New York, I would have had a bunch of home runs.
Right.
But I was just hitting bombs and running for days.
Right.
You know, Central Park shit.
Yeah.
But you know, that transition into high school was just like, it was crazy. I really made a name for myself as far as in the city.
Right, in the city.
In the city, I made a name for myself. Crazy.
Right.
I was in the newspaper a bunch. You know, I was doing really well. And it's weird though, because as much as I did, for some reason, I feel like I get love, but it's just like people navigate from saying it because they
Right.
know I wasn't shit when I was younger.
Right, yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
It's
I can see
crazy.
I can see
It's
that.
a
I
crazy
mean,
experience, bro.
that's the thing, though. I feel like a lot of the guys that peak early,
Yeah,
it's like if you don't keep really working at it
right.
and you don't stay because your discipline has to rise. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
got to get more and more grounded and stay more and more disciplined because now, right? You bring girls into the picture.
Oh yeah.
You bring hanging out after school. Nice, bro. Nothing's better than a beautiful day after school with no
Man.
practice. You feel me? Like, what are you gonna do those days? So now it's really you that's in charge of your career because your parents aren't taking you to games no more. Like, bro, we taking a train to Brooklyn. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, that's all my doing. You know what I'm saying? That was
Right.
my commitment to myself, my teammates,
Mhm.
in the game of baseball,
Right.
where I wanted to play at a higher level. And Brooklyn was where it's at the time. You know what I'm saying?
It was popping,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
bro,
It was
that's
crazy.
OD. And then that's where, I mean, me and Harold played together in the Bronx.
Right.
And he like left. And then we reunited in Brooklyn. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
yo, like, I wish he told me, but
Right.
you know, but everything.
Shout out my
happened.
boy Hado.
Shout out to my man Ace Money, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope the comedy, everything going well. Take care of yourself. You know, his dad is one of my favorite coaches
Yeah, that's
ever.
my boy.
You know what I'm saying? He definitely changed the game for me. Shout out to the whole Fitz family for sure.
Facts, yeah, all of them.
That's 2 high schools. So that's Xavier and Norman Thomas.
Yeah, so Norman Thomas.
Right. So Norman Thomas, you left Norman Thomas.
Yeah, I left Norman Thomas, bro. So let me put it this way, and because nobody understands this shit, and the only person that seems to only understand it in my whole life is gone.
Right.
My pops understood it, bro.
Right.
And you gotta understand, bro, in this baseball shit, if you really trying to make it, the next best opportunity that's putting money in front of your face and
Right.
offering exposure, coming from where we come from in the city, bro, where the scouts are scared to come watch us play.
Right.
I was told this from the head scout in New York City that
Right.
oversees all the scouts, that they're scared to come and watch.
Right.
Okay, because it's just the city. It's a zoo out here. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what it is, bro. So I got a full ride scholarship to the Knox School.
Right.
After I left Severian. I mean, after I left Norman Thomas, I went
Right.
to the Knox School, right? That ended up not working out. That was a boarding school.
Right.
Norman Thomas, I did my thing. I could have stayed there, so on and so forth. But public school, the instability was crazy.
Yeah.
The distractions was crazy.
Yeah.
Girls, my grades, I was floating at a C.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not that I couldn't be a higher student. I've always been smart, bro. But I just always have had the perspective is, I know I'm smart. Why do I have to show you?
Right.
You know what I mean? I could cruise and get through this. It's just a paper. Let me get to the next where I'm trying to get.
Right.
And that's where the screwed up youth mentality was.
Right.
Because if I did a lot of things different, my situation athletic wise probably could have been a lot different.
Right.
As far as my grades.
Right.
But bro, like at the end of the day, I did the Knox School, which was a boarding school, which I got connected through Bill Mitchell.
Right.
And me and Jay Cologne went there at the same
Right.
time. And it was, bro.
Jay Cologne. So he ended up going to Perkiomen, no?
He went to Perkiomen and then ended up leaving there.
Right.
We was on tour, bro.
Right.
So we ended up going to the same school. Jay's talking to Bill about that school. Bill brings up that school to Jay. Jay, my best friend, brings it up to me.
Right.
I'm like, bro, at this point, whatever. Long
Yeah.
Island, I know I murdered the city already.
Right.
Let me go to Long Island. I end up going to Long Island, setting records, but I'm playing with kids that never touched a baseball in their life.
Right.
As far as my team.
Right.
The other teams were beastie.
Right.
So, you know, I'm playing against good competition, but nobody wants my team is last place every year
Right.
in the conference.
They just put a group of guys
Yeah,
out.
they put a group of guys out there, and then me
Yeah.
and Jay come there, and we look like Superman and Batman, bro.
Right.
Like it's crazy. So I still hold records out there at the Knox School,
Mhm.
in Long Island. Shout out to them.
Yeah. So then you left.
Then I left, bro. So here's this is where the craziness begins. I go to Florida with the Knox School during spring training
Right.
to a place called Bucky Dent Academy, which is now known as Elevate Sports.
Right.
They see me, they see Jesus. They're turning their summer program into a boarding school academy in Florida. I've been to Florida before. I know what's up with Florida baseball. They hit me with like, yo, full ride.
Yeah.
Me and Jesus were the first two to have a full ride in that whole Bucky Dent or Elevate Sports.
Right.
Gave me a full ride to go there. We went, and then you want to go into like what actually happened there?
Yeah, of course. Cause then you end up leaving that. So like,
Bro, that was one of the most devastating.
what were you like sleeping in a tent?
Nah, dog. I got there. It was the best experience ever.
Wow.
Fields was right next door. I walk out the dorm. The Fields is right there. The batting cage is right in the back. We could throw all day, hit all day, practice. It's a baseball paradise.
Right.
So let's unravel this story because, you know, I got did dirty, bro. Me and Jesus got did dirty, and we never really spoke this to the public or anybody like that, but it was a big deal. So what had happened was there was a bunch of the students that went out to the strip in Florida. The coaches took the van, drove all the students to the strip. Me, I'm like, nah, bro. I already know what type of time they on. My father's gonna kill me if I get kicked out of here, but like I'm not. I'm chilling. Let me stay back. Couple of me and the guys stayed back. Most of the academy went to the strip, bro.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, so fuck it, let them do their thing. I'm chilling with my boy. Shout out to my boy Brandon Campos. I'm chilling with Campos, and a couple of the other guys at the dorms. Bro, 2:00 in the morning comes around. The vans pull back up. Bro, all you hear is people screaming, throwing up. So I'm like, nah, bro. Like, let me help get everybody back inside before this shit gets like, they start hearing stuff.
Right.
So I come outside, me and a couple of guys come outside. I start helping people out the car, bro. They throwing up all in the vans. The trainers, bro, took them to the strip, got them drunk. Meanwhile, bro, we all 16, 15, 14,
Right.
whatever the fuck they was in the van. Mad different people from all over the United States, top level players in their cities came out to the school, took them out. They all got twisted. I come to the van, take them out the van. I'm bringing people back and forth to their rooms, bro. So I'm playing devil's advocate here, trying to get everybody in the room so we don't get in trouble.
Right.
So I get everybody into the room, bro. They was wilding. They was ordering prostitutes to the dorms.
Wow.
They was bugging, bro. Just doing crazy shit. And one of my boys gets food poisoning. I mean, alcohol poisoning.
Alcohol poisoning.
But we didn't know at the time. And
Right.
I'm still not into drinking alcohol like that.
Right.
I wasn't then. I was mad young. Like, I wasn't worried about that shit.
Right.
So he's laying on the bed. I'm treating him. Water, Advil. Yo, bro, just throw up. Trying to help him. I walk out the room for another second to go get whatchamacallit. I come back, bro called his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Called his mother, bro. I tell you, on the outside in 5 minutes, looked like the 4th of July, bro.
Jeez.
Oh my God. Police was there. Firefighters was there. EMS was there. It was fireworks show, the whole nine, bro.
Jeez.
So I'm like, fuck. Y'all got caught. We in trouble. I'm thinking I'm straight. Everybody vouch. I'm on the cameras. I'm here.
Right.
So I give them, all that happens. Jay wasn't even there. Jesus went to go visit his girl at the time in PA.
Right.
He flew out. He flew back in the next day. As I'm coming down the stairs, he's pulling up. We walk into the fucking the lobby because we're having a overall meeting with the head of the campus and so on and so forth. We're walking in. Yo, Giovanni Jesus, come to the office. I'm like, dog, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, I guess they just want to know what was going on. But I'm like, why are they calling Jesus? Jesus he wasn't even here, bro.
Right.
So we walk into the office. They sit us down. Mind you, I'll take blame for the shit I did do when I was there. The only thing I ever did that I got in trouble, I'll make this clear, is I left campus to go to get food.
Right.
And we're not supposed to leave.
Yeah.
But bro, I was starving. It was like, it is what it is. I'm an athlete. It's late at night. I ain't have no munchies in my room. Like,
Right.
fucking whatever food spot was right up the block. I walked up the block, got back in. Nobody knew nothing. But apparently someone snitched or I got caught on the camera. I don't care.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was. Fine, you got me on
Yeah,
that.
but that's an isolated
That's
situation.
an isolated situation, bro.
Yeah.
You know that between that and then there was a bunch of favoritism shit going on, and they were transitioning Bucky then into whatever it was, and then they brought in Melvin and them brought in. You remember Melvin? Shout out to
Yeah.
Melvin. Shout out my boys Finelli. Shout out Nelson. All of them.
Right.
They came out of nowhere.
Right.
So once they came in, shit started to get a little weird, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hold on, dog. Like, so they came in and they started splitting the teams into like A and B group, and they started throwing me in the B group, and I'm like, bro, how the fuck are y'all throwing me in the B group? And I was the first person to get a scholarship in this bitch.
Right.
Because y'all saw what was up already.
Right.
And I was doing my thing when I was out there. I struggled a little bit at the beginning, but I was doing my thing.
Yeah.
So they end up pulling me into the office, kicking me out, bro.
That's wild.
I'm like, yo, what did I do? I just helped everybody. Oh, we appreciate it. But we don't have to explain to you why we're kicking you out.
That's wicked.
So that happened. Crazy thing is, my cousin is a police officer down at Riviera Beach. He drove all the way up because they not only kicked me out, but they told me I had an hour to get off the campus.
That's wicked.
Bro, I live in New York.
Right.
Where the fuck am I gonna go?
Right.
So they kicked me off the campus, bro, and they're like, yo, you got an hour to get off the campus or we're gonna call the police. And I'm like, bro, like, what did I do wrong? I didn't do nothing wrong. I helped everybody here. Oh, we appreciate it. They told us.
Right.
So what's the issue, bro? Like,
Right. That's crazy. Yo, baseball really comes with
yo,
a lot of trauma
bro.
for me.
That's just
It
the
really
beginning
does.
of it.
So,
And then from there,
right.
I end up coming back
Uh-huh.
to New York and finishing the semester at Norman Thomas.
At Norman Thomas.
Shit got mixy over there. I'm like, yo, can I play? Oh, JP wasn't really fucking with it.
Right.
He didn't like that I left.
Right.
But I'm like, bro, I just got an opportunity to go play in fucking Florida.
Right.
Full scholarship, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I got kicked out. I'm coming back to you.
Yeah.
And he didn't fuck with it, so they didn't let me play, bro.
So, a lot of people in the sports world
Yeah.
are very selfish. And they don't care about what happens to that. Who that athlete becomes means nothing.
Right.
As long as you fit their agenda at that current moment, then you're the man. They love you. They cross rivers. They split the Red Sea for you. But once you don't fit, and once they don't see value in you anymore,
It is what it
you're
is.
as good as that trash over there.
Yep.
So it sucks that people do that to young men, bro, because we're chasing something. We're between the ages of 14 and 18 as far as high school, and they exploit that, you feel me, for their own agenda.
Absolutely.
So it sucks that they couldn't be like, you know what, bro, like, you could earn your way on. Obviously, you would have, but, like, they didn't see the bigger picture in who you'd become.
No, at
You
all.
know me? And
And bro, I could have, adding me to anywhere I went, and I say this humbly, bro, and I say this with confidence. I played all over, bro. Everywhere I went, I played in the middle of the lineup.
right,
The heavy hitters. The people that have gotten drafted out our city, drafted out of multiple places, know what's up with me when it comes to, I had the hardest time playing ball, bro, the year after my father died.
how old were you when your pops passed?
I believe I was 22.
You were in college. All right, so let's go to college right now.
Yeah.
Right? Where'd you end up going? How
How
many colleges did you go to?
I believe 4, bro.
So 5 high schools and 4 colleges.
Shit was wild, bro. I look back at it and I sometimes question myself. I'm like, damn, was I the problem?
Right.
but nobody ever kicked me out
Right.
of any of these places as far as we don't want you back. It was
Right.
more so I chose to leave.
Right.
And I sometimes wonder if that was my downfall.
Yeah.
But I'll jump into the college, bro. I finished off in Long Island.
Right.
After Norman Thomas, I ended up going to a school called Upper Room, which
Right.
was the best team in the conference that I played with Knox.
Right.
So I ended up going there, had an amazing year, did great, ended up committing to the #1 junior college in the country.
Right. So you went in a post-grad year, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right.
Committed to the #1 junior college in the country at the time in Walter State
Mhm.
in Tennessee. Powerhouse. Absolute powerhouse. Went there. I got nothing but good things to say about that school. I just went from being that guy to playing with a bunch of grown-ass men
Right.
that were juiced out of their minds, if you want to be completely honest.
It was that era. This is 2007, 8, 9,
And I could keep up. Natural as hell, I could keep up. They were looking at me like, yo, this kid got crazy pop.
Right.
So, I could keep up. And it was just like, but they just went to the World Series, returning sophomores, freshmen.
Right.
Whole lineup. Like, I got redshirted my first year. And I was thankful.
Right.
Because I'm like, damn, dog, like, I'm looking at their lineup and top to bottom, I could play in it, but there's no point. Why? You got other people that went to the World Series with you coming back this year. You know how they perform. I'm going to put who I know is going to get the job done before I put someone new.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't take any feelings to it. The only thing that happened then, is I didn't really fit in, bro. To be honest. I was a kid from Brooklyn, still have my Brooklyn swag.
Right.
Kid from Brooklyn, Queens. My stepmother gonna argue that shit with me constantly.
Right.
I lived on. We're going to that.
Right.
But,
Border or whatever.
Yeah, bro, the border. If I walked out my door and went to the store across the street, I was in Brooklyn. Came back to my house across the street, it was in Queens.
Right.
So whatever. But crazy shit about it all, bro, was like when it came down to it, there was a lot of stuff. I mean, bro, I was in the South, #1 for the first time.
Right. Where in the South?
Tennessee.
Woo.
Yeah.
Have mercy.
Yeah, and I wasn't at Tennessee U where it's multicultural.
Right.
Verse. Shout out to CJ Moore's brother.
Yo, shout out to my man Christian Moore.
Christian Moore.
League him, bro.
Yeah.
He's on his way.
Yeah,
He
he's
went
doing his
Yaya
thing.
the other day too.
Yeah,
Put
bro,
one on the board.
Bro, tweak.
He's tweak.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
But crazy, like I was in the country backwoods type shit, bro.
Right.
Like, and not to say the people there were bad. I met a lot of good people there, bro.
Right.
A lot of good people. A lot of people I'm still close with. A lot of friends that I still talk to. But I was down there, and then Obama got elected, bro.
Right.
Not a good mix.
That was not good for you.
That was not good for me at all, bro. And to keep it a stack, I had teammates turn on me
Right.
when that shit happened.
Right.
And I was like, bro, like, I don't even give a fuck. I didn't even vote for this
Right.
nigga. Like, I don't even...
Yeah.
At the
cool.
time, yeah.
Yo, we cool with you? Oh, with your kind?
Yeah.
Not as president.
And then that shit happened, and I'm just looking at him, and it's like, we're cool again to this day.
Right.
But it's just like, it's a growing experience, and I spoke to him, and he's like, bro, like, I don't have any black people in my town.
Right.
And that's my first time coming across that. New York's so multicultural, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck what you look like.
Right.
If I like you,
Yeah.
and you
We
cool,
cool,
and we
yeah.
mesh, you could be this tree, bro.
Right.
And not talk. We be
Right.
friends. But like, it was just weird, bro. I had like bad experiences with like that. And then it was just like, the coach was a good coach, bro. He was a good coach. Like Coach Shelton was there. I still believe he's a good coach, good person. I just didn't perform like I should have as far as getting the playtime I
Getting the
want.
job done, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't perform like I should have. And I completely could take ownership of that. But there was an adjustment period.
Right.
That there were so many outside factors that I was just like uncomfortable.
Right.
So I ended up leaving there, and I went to a school called Florence Darlington, in South Carolina. Shout out to PMAC. Shout out to Emmons. Shout out to my whole squad. We made history for that school, bro.
Right.
I don't know if my coach PMAC will say it, but we put that school on the map.
Right.
They were doing their thing a little bit here and there, but we like now they're popping.
Right.
They are now what Walter State was when I committed to Walter State out of high school.
Right.
They're top 10 every year.
Right.
They got draft picks popping out and you know what's crazy? My team set the tone, bro.
Right.
We had a bunch of East Coast hard-nosed and a couple South people from the South hard-nosed dudes that we just meshed together and we just kicked ass, bro.
We just got it done.
2 years we got it done, bro. And
Right.
we went from I think it was top 50 in the nation to 7th, bro. By year 2.
Crazy.
7th in the nation by year 2.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to my boy Luke from Trent. Shout out to my boy Carl from Maryland. Shout out to Alex from Maryland. You know, it's crazy.
Your experience. So we gotta talk about the college mixtape because obviously things start to turn up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And number 24 arrives. Like he really fully arrived. hitting opposite field home runs and all.
Yeah, bro. So I'll go into that for sure. There was a lot of pain that came out of that. It was a lot of pain, a lot of disparity.
Yeah.
Hope I'm using that right. Desperation.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of hunger, bro,
Right.
to just finish the job.
Right.
I had my 2 years at Florence Darlington, did really well. The coach grew really, really well into me the second year.
Right.
First year, he was filling me out, would play. I didn't get as much play time as I wanted to there, but I played a lot.
Right.
But he would not play me for stupid shit like lefty on lefty matchup.
Yeah.
But I would be banging lefties.
Yeah.
And just killing them. You know what I mean? Like, in our inner squads, I remember my hitting coach, Gall, comes up to me and he goes, "Yo, you're killing lefties." You know, on the stat sheet, they're big tracking numbers. And I'm like, I just hit. Like, I'm not worried about all that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
So, you know, he would go favorable matchup. So I sat a lot of games.
Right.
Because they would switch up on us.
Right.
So it was just automatic. If their lefty was pitching, I wasn't playing. Didn't matter if I went 2 for 3, 3 for 3.
Right. He wasn't playing his hot bat.
Yeah, he wasn't playing. Yeah, he was playing the favorable matchup, which fine, I understand it. Coach's duty. That's your angle you want to take. You got right sided hitters that could bang too. All right, cool. I live with it. I gotta make with what I got.
Yeah.
But at second year, I really started turning up, and then I ended up. You know, I didn't have the grades that I should have to be able to transfer to a D1.
Right.
I had the talent. I had some schools interested, D2 schools even interested, but I just didn't have what I needed. And they don't make the process in JUCO clear as to what you need to transfer, bro.
Right.
Like the shit is just like, yo, take these classes, make sure you're eligible, you play, 2 years done. Yeah, sorry, bro. You need about 30 more credits to get into the school. Yo, bro. And it's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you need that 60.
Right.
You need 60 in order to get out.
Right.
And that's your social.
And then the grade point average has to be a certain.
Right. Like I said, bro, people selfish, bro.
Yeah.
They only want you eligible for their agenda. At that specific moment.
It is what it is. I think, you know, I take this to anybody who's going to be watching this is like, make that shit your duty like it's your destiny, bro. It's your future.
Right.
Any kid who's going into college, any kid who's going into play at a high level, make sure the shit is right, bro. Because your coach, realistically, he's got too much other shit he's worried about.
Right.
To be worried about if you're taking the right classes.
Right.
That's just the end the truth at the end of the day.
Yeah. You got to grow up a little more and take accountability for that shit.
Big time accountability.
Pay attention. I always wish I left Post, man. I just didn't, man. My pops wanted me to stay there, and I stood, man.
I understand. I mean, look, listen, bro. I left because I would tell my pops, and my pops would see it, and he wouldn't fuck with it. And he'd be like, "Yo, we out."
Yeah.
And the only time that really happened a lot was in high school. He regrets. I remember he telling me he regret taking me out of Severian.
Right.
Which I sometimes regret leaving that shit too.
Right.
But I don't think it would have made a huge difference in the overall grand spectrum of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. But when it comes to college, where I arrived, bro, let me take you into Lindsey Wilson.
Right.
One of the most detrimental, devilish, heartbreaking years of baseball in my life.
Right.
Let me put this out there. This is the worst year I ever had in baseball in my life. I hit 140.
Wow.
My father died 2 weeks into me leaving. So it was really tough, bro. And he really made me feel like he had my back.
Right.
But bro, so much bad shit happened. You know, when it comes to when you're an athlete at these schools, a lot of these coaches, the way I got put on to Lindsey Wilson was I was looking for a good NAIA.
Right.
Victor Batista, Alex Batista just was there. I asked him about it. I'm like, bro, he just got drafted out of there.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to make it seem like, oh, he just got drafted out of there. Let me go there and I'm going to get drafted. Obviously, I know that's not how it fucking works. So let's
Right.
just put that out there so people know that.
Right.
But the thing that, you know, I'm like, yo, familiar face. I'm like, you from the same place I'm from. Does this coach fuck with us like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the coach has got to mess with you for you to succeed. I don't care what
That's a
nobody
fact.
says.
That's a fact.
You can't go to a coach team that the coach does not like you and then sign. It's not happening, bro. Because he's neither not going to vouch for you when the scouts ask about you, or he's not going to play you and fuck you over in some way.
Right.
So the story of Lindsey Wilson for me was completely fucked up. I went there 2 weeks. I knew something was wrong, bro, as far as my pops.
Right.
I left. I don't know what. There was just something heavy on my spirit, bro. Like,
Right.
I remember my pops would be out watching the baseball games, so on and so forth. And, you know, I had like a L to my room. From the living room to my room was like a U, right? And I just came out there one day and I just looked at him while he was sleeping. I was like, fuck, I'm thankful for this dude, bro. Like, I got far.
Yeah.
Like, I got to this point. I'm so fucking thankful. And I used to look at him and be like, I know he's going to be gone one day.
Right.
I just didn't know how soon that shit was going to be.
Yeah.
And I used to be asleep, bro. And I used to stand there right at the hallway and just look at him for like a good 10 to 15 seconds and just like not touch him, not say nothing, just in my head, just, yeah, I'm thankful, you know, like really appreciating him.
Yeah.
And then I just walked back to my room because the relationship me and my father had at the end was tough, bro. Like, we loved each other to death, bro. We was just always
Button heads,
bro. Like,
Yeah.
it was war. And not 24/7, but you know, it was a lot of disagreements, or if he felt disrespected from things I'd say or certain things, so on and so forth. It is what it is. It doesn't change anything. I miss him like terribly.
Right.
But that was just our relationship, I guess.
Right.
He was just like a no bullshit type of guy, and me knowing the way I'm stubborn and don't take shit from nobody.
Right.
It could be my own blood. I just won't have it.
Right.
So, you know, that clashed. And, you know, we didn't speak as much as we should have and spent time together as
Right.
much as we should on the couch watching games. He'd be watching the whole Yankee game,
Right.
and I'd just not be interested in sitting next to him because it would always turn into a learning lesson.
Yeah.
And then it would turn to, oh, well, this is why you're not fucking doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wouldn't just leave it as like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Andy Pettit doing his thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see how he turned?
Right.
If you could have turned inside that ball,
Right.
like
And
that,
it would always
you
turn
would-
into
yeah,
into something, and then we start arguing,
Yeah.
and I'd probably come out my mouth and you'd probably pop my shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just always that. So to navigate away from that energy with my pops, I would just not watch the game by yourself. I'll be in the room with my brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just how that went. But as far as like me going, you know, I left with my boy Edgar. Shout out to Edgar. And I turned around, bro, and I just knew something was wrong, bro.
Right.
The two, we were training all before I left, and he was coughing. Something was like, he was just uncomfortable, out of breath, hitting me ground balls. And I'm like, bro, we've been doing this our whole life.
Right.
I know you're not in the best shape, but
Right.
the fuck you, like, what's good with you?
Flip it and hit it.
Yeah, hit the shit. Like, what's
Yeah.
good? Like, you know, that's how we talk to each other.
Right.
So he fucking, bro, like, he just, we pulled off. I turned. I looked at him. That was the last time I saw him alive, bro. And then I came 2 weeks. I'm in the middle of class. My stepmother calls me. I don't pick up. I go to my room. She calls me again. I'm like, why the fuck is she calling me in the middle of my class? She
Right.
never calls me at this time.
Right.
And you know, you ever get those calls that certain people call you at a certain time, you just like, What the
Yeah.
fuck's wrong? Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Especially now we parents now,
Now we
bro.
parents, yeah,
Yeah, so it's just like I get it. So she called me and she told me, bro, and I just was like, I felt like everything left, bro. Like
Right.
I was nothing at the moment. It was straight just there.
Right.
No spirit, no nothing, bro. I was just melted down, and it was fucked up because I went home to see him in that situation, to see him in that state, and I was just like blown. Like
Yeah.
all these years, all that work, all this everything is just this is what it came to.
Right.
It's always what it was going to come to.
Right.
And I look at death a lot different now. And I look at time. I value time a lot differently now.
Facts.
Based upon that, and I'll go into that later. But I just was just like so shaken, like we put so much work into all this shit for you to just you're gone, bro. Like now,
Yeah.
and you know it hurt bad because it was just like it was so instant.
Right.
I had him ripped out my life. It wasn't like he was slowly dying.
Yeah.
I left like, damn, maybe something's wrong, but Pops is okay. He'll go figure that shit out. Like,
Yeah.
he's good. And then he was gone, bro. And it left a bad taste in my mouth a lot with everything. I started questioning everything. I almost quit, bro.
Yeah.
I almost quit playing baseball. I didn't think I could continue. I was emotionally like just all over the place.
Right.
You
didn't have no center. You weren't centered.
Yeah, I wasn't center, and you know, I thank my girl for that shit.
Yeah.
Because my mom couldn't provide it, my stepmother couldn't provide it,
Yeah.
and I don't even like calling her my stepmother because that's not what she is. But you know, she couldn't do it. She just lost her husband.
Right.
The fuck am I gonna expect from her?
Right.
You know what I mean? She just lost her husband. She's holding the heavy heart of now it's just us, and she has to take care of us. You know, she's got another 2 kids.
Right.
And you know, it was just bad, bro. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, do I have to stay home now? This changes everything.
Right.
You know, do I have to hold the fort down? Do I need to just go get a job like baseball? Do I just need to walk away from this? And she told me, she was like, no, go back. And my girl, she wasn't my girl at the time, she basically held me down and just kept me grounded and kept my mind off of things. She would take me for walks and just do other shit.
Right.
Then think about my dad just died randomly.
Right.
And she kept me grounded, bro. And then I went back to school. And I struggled, bro.
Yeah.
I struggled at Lindsey Wilson. Bro, when I tell you that whole season and the preseason, I did my thing as far as like showing what I could do, but I never got the chance to show it.
Right.
I felt like sometimes I was just up at the plate and I was up there with just batting gloves.
Right.
I just wouldn't hit the ball, bro. I would foul shit off. And that came into, you know, mechanics and stuff like that I later figured out the next year and everybody saw the result.
Right.
But you know, there was a lot of things that coach did to me knowing that I was in the state I was in that fucking hurt me, bro.
Yeah.
Going into that, and I'll make it quick. I don't want to keep dragging it.
Right.
But the first red flag, bro, was I passed all my classes. My GPA was like a 3.2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I was focused, 3.2 GPA. I came back home, was training my ass off, was in the gym every day, was swinging, was riding up to the Bronx to hit with Yeoman, was hitting in the cage back where you used to go all the time.
Right.
In Queens on 101. Was just training my ass off, bro. And he calls me middle of the fucking 2 weeks before we go back to school. Oh, Giovanni, you're not eligible. I'm like, what the fuck you mean I'm not eligible? Why are you calling me now?
Right.
Oh, well, they didn't put the amount of classes that you needed, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. He did this to somebody the year after. This is how I know what he was doing. So shout out to my boy Austin. My boy Atwell, he was actually a D1 player in another school who the coach had been chasing
Right.
for mad fucking long, bro. Just so happens he left the school during the break.
Right.
Free agent. My coach goes and picks him up. Guess who he cuts out to try to... So he tries to redshirt me in my junior year
Right.
by slipping my classes.
Ooh.
So he slips my classes. I go and get he's like, look, you're either going to have to redshirt or somehow find a way to pass a class in 2 weeks. There's no fucking program now that you can pass in 2 weeks to get 3 credits.
Right.
There, I had applied online. I was searching. Western Oklahoma offered a course for 3 credits. I took the course, got an A. Right? Took the course, got an A. I'm eligible. He's got no choice now.
Right.
So, red flag, I see it. I'm like, cool. I go back. Clearinghouse takes forever to clear me. We go to head to Miami. First weekend series. We go to Miami, bro. NAI clearinghouse didn't clear me till after the first game was over. Once they cleared me, I got to start the next day. I went 2 for 3, hit a fucking Oppo bomb, bro. Tied the game. Then I come up in the last inning of the game, hit a ball up the middle, put us ahead. You know, the coach after the game didn't say nothing about anything I did. Didn't even acknowledge me, gave the fucking chains to our ace who did his fucking thing rightfully, but bro, you didn't even acknowledge me.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, that's crazy. Like, whatever. So basically, it froze. I don't know. Oh, it's cool. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Basically, what happened was after that, bro, the next weekend series. So I had a test.
Mhm.
I had a test on Monday. We left. No, I had a test on Friday. We left Thursday to Miami.
Right.
So you come back, you know how it goes. Your teacher sets up for you to go take the test in like the study room.
You go to the study hall, yeah.
Right.
I
Study
made a
hall.
couple dollars off that back in the day, you know.
Study hall. You go to the study hall, take the test, bro, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll come back, take the test. You know he fucking what he did, bro? I come back. She's like, yo, you have till Wednesday to take the test. I come back Monday. He calls me into the office. Yo, why haven't you gone to take your test? I'm like, Coach, I got till Wednesday. I'm going to study up more so I could get a good grade. We've been in Miami all week. What's the point of me rushing?
Right.
I said, wouldn't you take the couple days to sharpen up and then take it on the last day available?
Right.
Oh, well, that's not what you should have did. You should have been ready to take your test as soon as we got back. I'm like, Coach, what's the problem? I have till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Why do I have to take it today? Well, you should. You know what? Don't worry about it. You're not traveling next week.
Damn.
I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I just turned up this weekend. You didn't acknowledge it. I get back, you pull me into the office and tell me I'm not traveling next week to Louisiana.
Right.
Why? This is the setup. He sits me fucking down. I don't travel. Guess who plays all that weekend?
The new transfer.
My boy. We good. We tight. He's actually a part of EliteTraderX too, by the way. He's one of my clients. So shout out to Atwell. But Atwell fucking plays, goes fucking nuts that weekend, bro. He hits like 3 nukes. I didn't see the field again for fucking 3 months, bro. And he would pinch hit me every 2 weeks.
Right.
He would pinch hit me every 2 weeks. And let me put this into perspective for you, bro. That coach hated on me so much. You know how bad it was during pro day? Let me tell you how different I was. Pro day, they threw us 3 rounds of 10. I left every ball out the park.
I believe it.
Every single one. From the first swing, there was no foul balls, no line drives. I hit every single ball over the fence, bro, on pro day. Every single ball. My coach goes, switch to wood. That's what they want to see anyway, right? I said, yeah, sure. 10 balls, 10 gone. Right? You know, after the pro day was done, he was pissed the fuck off and made us all go pick up the balls around the back that I hit out.
The man's the devil.
Bro, it's fucking worse, bro. And I'm like, bro, why are you making me feel like I'm doing something wrong? So I remember one time, bro, I hadn't played for 2 months, dog. 2 months, not even a pinch hit. And I'm like, bro, I'm too nice for this. Like, and then I say this humbly, bro. I worked hard.
Right.
And I know how good I am. I played with the best of the best, bro.
Right.
And they give me my recognition. So for me to come here and for you to fucking act like I'm garbage, and then every time I do good, you shun me,
Right.
I'm confused. So, bro, the one thing that happened with that was he saw that I was pissed. And I think this was the last line for him as far as me rebelling.
Right.
I was sitting on the sideline after the game on the foul line, tying my shoes while everybody was celebrating.
Right.
He used to say that, oh, you never celebrate. You never celebrate when your team does good. I said, ask all the players. Players were asked. A couple of players were asked. They told, yeah, he's always up yelling. Oh, I'm always getting told, stop that New York shit.
Damn, bro. This right here is triggering for a lot of New York players, bro. Listen, they told us not to speak Spanish at folks.
Bro, oh yeah. Oh
we don't
my
want to
God.
hear that.
We don't. That's fine. Whatever. It's not fine, but it's fine. Cool. Whatever. We'll live with it. Bro, you know there's team photographers?
Mm-hmm.
I don't cheer on the team. Bro, I pulled my phone out in front of me. I went through week to week. Every home game. Who's on the top of the steps?
You.
Me. Who's high-fiving everybody? Me. When someone scores, who's the first one off the dugout to grab the bat or the helmet? Me.
Right.
So there's hard proof that you're lying.
Right.
And then here's one more quick topic on where, well, basically, I'll finish that one. I was on the sideline tying my cleats. He's seen how pissed off I was. He goes, what's the problem? We just won. I said, I don't have a problem that we haven't won, coach, but you haven't played me in weeks.
Right.
I haven't touched the field. I feel like I don't even deserve to be here. Oh, you should be happy that we won. I said, I'm happy that we won, but I'm damn sure not going to be the one to make you lose.
Right.
I'm the last one. And he didn't like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say like little side comments. I remember I got the Jordan 4s,
mm-hmm.
customized, blue, silver, and white. Fire combo. The whole team fucked with him.
Right.
Guess who hated him?
Your coach.
Nothing. Those cleats are fucking hideous. Nothing about those cleats say team.
Right.
They say I. Meanwhile, guess who's wearing fucking zebra cleats?
Right. Dick riders.
Transfer.
Bro. Dick riders.
And I'm just like, I don't understand it. And my boy who's the transfer, we got tight. We were never like, he's picking him over me. I don't fuck with you because I don't move like that, bro. Like, it's not personal.
Right.
Coach is doing this. He's not about to make me not like you.
Right.
If I don't fuck with you, I'm just not going to fuck with you.
Right.
But we were cool. We used to hang out, bro, and talk about the shit. He used to tell me, bro, like, dog, I don't understand why he does what he does to you.
Right.
He's like, I should be in the outfield,
mm-hmm.
and you should be DHing all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
It's like those who went to school with me, they know what time we was on.
Bro.
Shout out to my man Brandon. He right here. He my witness, bro. Yo, bro, I was years removed from being a scrub.
Yeah.
I earned my stripes. I did everything I had to do, bro. And this guy just had it out for me, right?
Yeah, bro. It's just how it goes.
It's interesting, right? So, like I told you, right? This is great. I remember I told you about what happened at Post, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, this is great because we're going to make it even more public now. So, I was supposed to talk at Post and get a little bag for MLK, talk about service, and they wouldn't let me for some tweets that they found, right? But these tweets ain't new. We just never had a conversation about them. And it's interesting that they brought it up now. So I said, the NCAA is kind to some and cruel to others. Once my coach wrote me off, it was over for me. I should have defied my father and left Post. Then if I go play in college and have a good experience, do I then go pro and play overseas? Or get drafted to the MLB? It's so tricky. I said, coaches make or break your experience, and mine was the devil. At Post University allowed a man to coach baseball, ruin the lives of so many young men. Post University baseball had players ineligible or hurt traveling with the team, still getting money to travel and couldn't even play. No accountability taking at all by a school that isn't even the greatest. 5 of my teammates my freshman year at Post University were cycling, taking steroids. I got drug tested every year. I redshirted. I was on the list. Sophomore, not even on the team, and I was on the list. 3rd year, coming off a second knee surgery, and I'm on the list again to be drug tested.
Oh, I made that
Post
list a
made
bunch
me
too.
a man. Post made me a man and showed that in life you can do everything right and still come up empty. 3rd highest GPA on the team, no partying, working hard and performing at a high level.
That's how it goes,
Can't make it up, bro. Yo, son, he would leave me like, how do I have the 3rd highest GPA on the team and you call me last? I should be the 3rd one called.
Yep.
Right? And the guy just, bro, I did some dumb stuff too, but I was also 20, 21 years old.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I got to a point where I just stopped caring. I showed up, I did what I had to do, I showed out. Anybody who played with me knows I was tearing you up. And Joey Enderly, if you didn't get out of that line, drive back to the mound, you would have probably died. You feel me? He hung that curveball. He had a high leg kick, a high leg kick coming back over, and bing, bang, boom, it was right back to you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Luckily, you went with the win that day, probably $170. But they had their guys, bro. Bro, all these bums, bro, and I would say their names, but I'm not even gonna give them no clout. Bro, y'all took steroids and hit 200.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all was taking this cheap.
Saw a lot of that.
Bro, come on, bro. Y'all really juiced.
I saw a lot of that.
200. I named one, James Wong, you a bum too. Feel me? I named one, James Wong, you a bum. Feel me? You a bum. You talk about integrity. We coach together too.
Yeah.
I won't say where we coach, but you talk about integrity to children and you cheated. You cheated in this game. Feel me? You're not an honest person. I mean, you're a liar. That's for your bum. And you tried to go overseas and I stopped that play because you wasn't gonna go overseas with my name. You heard? Never block your blessings. Feel me? Here we are. Feel me?
Sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck. So after losing your father, you become a father.
Yeah, so I had that last year in college.
With the LeBron strap cleats, right?
Yeah,
Burgundy shit.
Yeah, I was.
Come on, bro. I remember them shit. Boy,
I was on time, bro.
Son was on time, boy.
Yeah, so when it came down to that last year,
Yeah,
bro, I put it this way. That team had went to the World Series the last year before and had a bunch of prospects. My boy was their student coach the following year, who was like their, I think he was like their 6-hole or like 3-hole. He's very versatile. My boy Kendall, aka Kendale. Shout out to my boy, aka Coach Johnson.
Right.
But yo, when I tell you, he told me, he's like, yo, bro, I ain't never seen this many scouts out here.
Right.
And it's because I was absolutely wilding, bro.
Right.
I mean, when I tell you I was wilding, it was anything they threw.
Right.
Everybody has this thing with, oh, just throw Gio a curveball. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shit that y'all used to get away with at 13, 14
Right.
did not last long.
That work. You learn how to hit.
Yeah. So that shit, people hilarious. The change up, oh, throw him a change up and he's out. Bro, I have a couple balls I hit that year that definitely broke 490, 500 feet.
Right.
That was just absolutely, it was just like, I wish I could relive it and describe it. It was a different type of zone
Right.
that I don't know if I'll ever be able to achieve in anything else.
Right.
It was just a different type of
Right.
tunnel vision. I was locked in. Everything felt right. My mechanics was just on point.
Right.
I knew where I needed to be in the box.
Right.
I was that guy, bro. I every time I would lift my head from taking a pitch, I had a camera on me.
Right.
It was scouts. Texas was there, and that was a fucked up situation with these coaches too.
Right.
So the coach that I had there left to go be the coach at I went to Sterling in Kansas. He left to go be the coach in South Florida, to Southeastern Fire. Coach Adrian Dinkle, and he wasn't there like before I committed to where like he left me or anything like that. So I want to make that clear. It was one of those things that I just knew that I was coming in for a good coach, and then he ended up leaving, and they brought in a first year coach.
Right.
So I had to play for him. He was cool at first, but then he ended up leaving at the end of the year, bro.
Yeah.
Like before the season, before the semester was even over. Like we lost in regionals.
Right.
And then he just left. Bro, he was telling me, yo, the Giants just called me today for you. Yo, San Francisco, Texas just reached out about you. Yo, she's showing me Cleveland Indians. I still got all this stuff on my phone. Seattle Mariners, fucking it was like 10 different teams, bro. 10 MLB teams. I could look it all up and I have them all still.
Right.
I had to take eye tests. I had to write essays. Shit was crazy.
Right.
And it was crazy because I did my thing, and the last thing he told me before we walked off the field, he patted me on the back once we lost, and I was tearing up because I was like, damn, this might be the last time.
Right.
And he was like, let's go get you drafted.
Right.
Bro, he taps me on the back, says that, and I felt like such a relief. Like,
Right.
because, bro, when I tell you they were there watching every single thing I did, and I behaved, bro. I was doing a thing. It was a great teammate. Everybody loved me on campus.
Right.
Except for the football players. They some haters. They always some haters.
Right.
That's because the girls.
Right.
But he told me that, and bro, he just like he disappeared.
Right.
I guess like they were calling him and he stopped answering, and I had no way of getting in touch because he got fired.
Right.
He got fired. Once he got fired, he was like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, out of all the bad luck I could have,
Right.
my coach who could vouch for me gets fired.
Right.
And bro, with 10 games left in the season, I think I was batting like fucking 390.
Right.
Almost, I think I was like 4 something, and I dropped a lot because I had injured my ankle.
Right.
With like 10, 15 games left in the season, I kept trying to play, and I couldn't get my foot down.
Right.
And my ankle was just swollen, bro. Like, and I dropped like probably like 80 points. I think I finished like 315,
Right.
13 nukes, 50 RBIs, like 20 doubles, 20 plus doubles, some shit like that.
Right.
I did great. I killed it, bro. And it sucked because, you know, once that happened, I was still eating at that feeling of my dad dying, bro.
Right.
And everything I was doing was just pure. I had fire. It was just pure fire. I was depressed but hungry.
Right.
And I had a burning desire to just make this shit happen. And bro, when I tell you I played like I never played in my life, like people think they know me. If they would have witnessed the mode I was in there, bro, it was different. It was different. I was just on like, they were just like, bro, I haven't seen somebody swing like you in a while. And I was getting this from pro scouts, bro, talking to me, pulling me to the side, pulling my coach to the side. And, you know, it was a crazy experience. And, you know, some of my friends make jokes about, oh, that didn't happen, or from other schools, you know.
Right.
But it's just, they saw me in the light they saw me when I was there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't turning up like I did that year.
Right.
That year was just different, bro. And the competition was good.
Right.
It's not like I was playing fucking weak. The competition was good, bro. Like, so, you know, I did that. I left school, and this is where I kind of got stuck with coming back home as a athlete that didn't get drafted,
Right.
didn't get signed. I came back home. The draft happened. My aunt took me out to eat because I had anxiety all day.
Right.
You know, my agent at the time was in Florida. He was working back and forth. I had actually had to stay in Kansas for another 2 weeks and drive to Missouri for a pro workout with the Phillies.
Right.
Which was, to me, baffling. Another situation. Top shape of my life, I was like 215. 220 about, maybe. I ran a 6'9" flat, which I used to run 7'2", 7'3s. I ran a 6'9" flat. Was batting practice was elite. Made all my throws. You know, defense was never my thing, but I made all my throws. Everything was clean. I didn't throw no balls away. And, you know, I want to make that clear too. Like, as I got older and my defense got tighter.
Right.
But there was just always somebody that made it look easier than me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
my defense was good enough. If you needed me, I could get the job done 100%. But there was just always somebody that was quicker or athletic than me at this level, at this point.
Yeah.
My thing was the bat.
Right.
Nobody had the bat I had.
Right.
So, one of those things that, that it came down to, it was just like, all right, cool. Um, his defense wasn't the greatest. He showed he had a lot of pop.
Right.
We like him. We'll be in touch. So, talks back and forth. Second day was more so the day I was looking to hear something, because first day is all the first rounders. We know I ain't going first round.
Right.
So, my agent was in talks. He heard some stuff, got a call, and then never called back. And that was just it. And I ended up trying to go to a bunch of workouts with the boulders and so forth. That was where I drew the line.
Right.
Because at that point, I was having to ask my mom, yo, I need money to go to this workout.
Right. That's why I ain't fuck with the indie ball route. $500 for a tryout?
Yeah.
Wild.
And I said, just give me this one shot. And I went to the workout and wilded out, made it all the way to the last stage, and they picked some kid. It would have been me. He ended up playing for the Boulders. It was between me and him. He went to Seton Hall, real big.
That's my son. Yeah.
It was
that's
me
my
and
son.
him.
He went to Trinity Portland too.
Did he?
Yeah. He went to school with Robin, though.
big ass dude.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but that's my son. Yeah.
But he's big like you.
Right.
It was me and him, bro.
Mhm.
At the Boulders trial, and they picked him, and I was just like,
Yeah.
nigga, like 5 feet taller than me.
Right.
Don't swing it like I do, but whatever. I mean, go for it. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at him. God bless. It was either have to be one of us.
Right.
So they didn't pick me, and I was kind of like, in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm 23. I'm 23. No, I was 23 turning 24.
Yeah.
No, I'm lying. I was 24 turning 25.
Right.
And in my head, I'm like, I don't have a job. I don't have money. Mom's is going through it. Little brother's going through it. Sister's going through it. Am I really going to keep asking her for bread to go to these tryouts? And I just drew the line there. I was just like, I'm done.
Right.
I could have kept playing, bro.
Yeah.
I could have kept playing. I had other opportunities and offers that I could have jumped on. But I just really looked at it as, okay, I got 5 years until I hit 30.
Right.
Here I am. I could either spend those 5 years chasing this shit and keep getting denied, or running into the wrong people, or someone not fucking with me, or I could use the next 5 years to set myself up for the next 10, 15, 20. I just made the decision. I said, fuck baseball at this point. And it was the hardest thing I ever had to do, bro.
Right.
Because mom's is grieving, family's grieving,
Mhm.
I'm uncomfortable.
Right.
I had a really hard time communicating how I was feeling. I never really was big on communicating how I feel to anybody.
Right.
And she was going through it. I was going through it. It was just bad vibes all the way around to like try to talk about baseball.
Right.
And I just cut it.
Right.
And I just was like, you know what? Then this is where everything starts piling up. Dad died. Fucking baseball went down the drain. After all these years of turning up and trying and all the adversity, everything I faced, my girl hits me with she's moving to Philly.
Mhm.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
I'm like, why you want to move to Philly? She applied for a job. They gave her an opportunity. She's been trying to get good jobs in New York. She worked for my stepmother's company for a while, but she wanted to elevate her skill level. They gave her a better opportunity. I'm freaking going through it at home. My stepmother's not wanting me to be depressed.
Right.
So she's putting pressure on me here and there.
Mhm.
Not bad pressure, but she's trying to make sure I don't fall into that dark pit that I can't pull myself out of, which I appreciate her for doing all the time.
Right.
But I could have handled it. You know what I mean? It was just too much.
Right.
Between that, everything that happened, feeling like a failure, my girl just talking about she's leaving.
Right.
So I just came home and I applied for a fucking bunch of jobs in Philly. I ended up going to the interviews with her the same day we both got the job.
Fire.
Came home I forgot when I came home. It was the next day or so. I told my mom, home I've been living in with my father, my mom, my brother, sister, I was like, yo, I'm leaving. Was it the right time? Was it the right choice? I don't know.
Right.
But I gotta live with that shit.
Yeah.
And I always think about it all the time. You know, it brought me to where I am today, but I also left my siblings and my grieving mom to start my life because I just needed to. I needed to be out of the environment. I couldn't see that. I couldn't see what I used to see, and my dad not be there. He's in an urn.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was terrible for me. We were all grieving. It was just
Yeah.
bad. I was gonna explode, bro.
Yeah. You needed a fresh start.
Yeah.
And that was good for you.
Yeah. So I left.
You know, so we're going to continue this.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a part 2 with Ant and Steve.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then we're going to bring all 3 of you guys together.
Oh yeah.
You feel me? So what would be your message to your younger self?
Message to my younger self. I would say continue to be who you are. Don't let anybody else make you feel like who you are is who you're trying to be. Because you know how you want to move, and you know how you want to be perceived, and you know what morals you stand upon. Stay upon those morals, and whatever choice you decide to make as far as continuing baseball or stopping and pursuing something new, you're gonna be fine. Because it's who you are, it's not what you do.
Right.
I think that's what I would leave myself.
That's a fact.
100%.
So this is going to come out in a couple weeks. You know, we're going to do the promo thing. We're going to run this up. You know, I'm excited to see the 2 other guys,
Yeah,
you know,
it's gonna
bring
be
that
dope.
together, you know, promote EliteTraderX. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Let us know where we can find you, actually.
Oh yeah, so let me make this real quick and clear. For everybody to know, Forex is very real, y'all. I don't want anybody to get that twisted, right? We want to
Right.
make sure they know that Forex is real. Do not let people get you guys confused into what these companies were. Those weren't Forex. Those were Forex companies that were trying to use Forex to promote growing their company through making people sign up. Big difference. The Forex market is that financial industries. It is what we do at EliteTraderX. You can find my company at EliteTraderX. At EliteTraderX on Instagram, or you can find me at Jayvo Hitch, JAYVO_HITZ on Instagram, and chop it up.
Yeah. He got money, so he's not asking for money.
Yeah, nah, we good.
That's going to be big red flags there. You feel me?
Mhm.
Or reach out to me. I'll reach out to him. Make sure to connect you guys. But don't just go sending $500 to somebody you don't know. All right? We're not going to do that. But
Camera can't see it. 32 band month.
let me see. $32,000, right? There it is, right? So if you round it up, it's really close to 33. But listen, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Keep tapping in with your boy Zoe. Peace. Peace and love, world. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, support the channel, show your love. You know what I'm saying? We have a great conversation week in and week out. You never know who's coming. You never know what we're going to do. But at the end of the day, it's all about peace and love. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment.